Presidential aspirant Divine Hove of the Nationalist Alliance Party says he might appeal the $20,000 nomination fee required by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission for his name to appear on the ballot come 23 August. This comes after Parliament's Legal Committee adopted a non-adverse report for Statutory Instrument 144 of 2022, which set the new band of fees. ZTN Prime's Mesingwevu gives us the following report.
Adoption by Parliament of the gazetted nomination fees by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission may disadvantage smaller parties who do not have the capacity to raise funds. We caught up with some of these party representatives, among whom the Nationalist Alliance Party President Divine Hove, who still maintains that these fees are exorbitant. Now that the Parliamentary Legal Committee has approved these fees as constitutional, the nomination court is then set to sit on the 21st of this month, unless, of course, there is a court appeal, which constitutional law expert Professor Maduku says there is room for. While the presidential race may be open to any eligible citizen, those who do not have deep pockets may be at a disadvantage.
I think we will take every necessary step to ensure that the will of the Constitution is upheld, the voice of the poor people, the voice of the ordinary masses is taken on board.
Constitutional law expert Professor Maduku suggests there is still room for a court appeal.
Unless someone still takes the statutory instrument back to a court in a different way. One way which can be a basis is to say that the Parliamentary Legal Committee did not do that which the Constitution says it should do, that it didn't do it properly, which appears to be quite apparent to me following what was happening.
The National Constitutional Assembly is one of the players who say they cannot stand the financial burden.
We find it as a very great obstacle and a setback in terms of our preparations, that there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of whether we're going to get the money to pay for our candidates.
Honduras MDCT stands determined to field all its candidates.
And we are prepared to make sure that we've got the regalia, we are prepared to make sure that we have got everything that is necessary for running an election in this country and for contesting in these elections.
Meanwhile, the ruling party ZANU-PF maintains it is ready to take on any contender come August 23.
We are ready for a battle, and whoever thinks has got the stamina please let's go and get into the arena.
Over 60 families in Chivu district have benefited from an irrigation scheme, with more families in the area expected to benefit from a fisheries program. This follows the construction of a dam which was commissioned by President Emmerson Mnangagwa earlier today. He also officially opened a water treatment plant and irrigation scheme. The president oversaw the introduction of about 3 million fingerlings to the water body.
And in Chekarana, we gave them pivots and so on, but we did not go further as to form a company where they continuously earn income on a monthly basis and share dividends. So we have developed further. This is the first scheme we're having of that nature and of that size. And this is the model we're going to use throughout the country, wherever we're able to have water bodies. This is what we're going to do. As you can see from the explanation, this unit already is in the upper middle income status ahead of everybody in 2023, when we thought we'd reach it in 2030. And fortunately now, we are producing more and more of our young boys and girls in agronomy. And we employ them to manage these schemes we are creating. At the end of the day, we may have thousands and thousands of companies of this nature, where households of whatever size are put together. They become the owners and employees of the project. Beyond just agriculture, we have fisheries and we have livestock programs which are going to follow. So this same unit is, besides just now they've done agriculture, fisheries are going to also launch, but other schemes for livestock is going to come.
The comedian Mighty T, real name Felex Morata, has been handed a 12-month sentence after she was found guilty of theft of trust property. The magistrate suspended 6 months on the condition that she does not commit a similar crime. Morata will serve an additional 3 months for a previous case from 8 years back in which she defaulted community service. Her lawyer, Admaya Masango, told ZTN Prime that they will be exploring grounds for appeal. We are now joined by ZTN Prime's Patience Namburu, who covered the trial. Now, good evening, Patience. What was the atmosphere like in the court over the past days, and how did Mighty T take it when she was handed the custodial sentence?
Good evening, Itai. Now, Itai, the situation at the Irrigation Magistrate Court has been quite intense for the past 2 days. Now, just yesterday, Felex Morata hoped to get community service as the sentence for her crime of theft of trust property, but because she had a previous conviction on a matter that happened in 2015, that automatically changed how the sentence was going to be passed out. Now, today, around 5 in the evening, she was sentenced to 12 months imprisonment with 6 months removed on condition that she does not commit a similar crime in the next 5 years, and 6 months to be served effectively. Now, this is a sentence that she did not take quite well, as a bit of emotion was shown in the court from her and her family, as they were hoping for her to get community service. We, however, spoke to the lawyer, who said they are looking into avenues for them to appeal on the matter.
It's 4 days to the highly anticipated football training capacity workshop, which is being hosted by ZTN Prime in partnership with SuperSport Africa and the Premier Soccer League. As we continue our build up to the workshop, which is running under the theme, Let's Make Zim Football Exciting Again. Data scout and football administrator Solomon Mangai believes that there is need to appoint administrators who understand how to run football so that Zimbabwean football can become exciting again.
Does PSL have a policy yawainayo yekuti kana kuti zifa? Do they have a policy kuti whoever is an administrator at a certain club, do they meet certain qualifications for them kuti say, so that because there is a degree of understanding inofana ngeiripo kuti munhu ari appointwa, let's say in Dynamos, in Caps, in Islanders, do they really understand what football is? Because pamwe pacho we might beat around the bush kuti pamwe pacho tukuti susu the administrator nangotorwaining as a fan just because they know me kuti ndosapota team yandosapota, then when tichiuya kupi umbotibatsirawo, then at the end of the day, does that give a picture iri nani kuti tizive kuti isusu this person understand the industry of football count I understand? So all those things zvinotibatsira again kuti tinzwisise kuti chii chaimbwapo kudhara. Do we still have the caliber yana Morrison Felani vaivapo kudhara, or tatowana a different caliber altogether?